target. Maximum firepower.
Brace for impact.
Welcome to the Brace for Impact podcast. I'm your host, Luke, once again, here with Chandler. Today we're going to be talking about what we've been up to these last few months, followed by our initial thoughts on the release of Rapid Reinforcements 2. Very exciting stuff.
Hell yeah, fucking Rapid Reinforcements 2.
And
we actually got
honestly,
way more than I thought we would.
I'm super stoked about it. It's really breathed a lot of new life into some squadrons that I just haven't been able to use, so I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, and like, I was talking with a bunch of people at our local scene about when they were doing the previews for Rapid Reinforcements 2, and some people were thinking it's 4 cards and done, but we got fucking 8 cards. Like, that's...
Yes. And new commanders too, right? Like we haven't had that before, so
yeah, the ability to get a new commander without having to have a full wave release, I think is so valuable. I'm super excited. But anyway, let's go into our first segment. What the fuck has been happening? What we've been doing?
Definitely, we've been doing our monthly tournaments down over in Orlando. We've been over at Coliseum of Comics, so very cool stuff. We've had very good turnouts, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've had a lot of regulars coming to our tournaments and making sure that we're annoying the hell out of the Coliseum of Comics dudes, because like we'll fill up all the miniature tables. And then we'll have to start taking tables from the card players, those fucking degenerates.
And
then we run out of tables, and I look at these nerds, and I'm like, hey guys, like, we need more tables at this fucking store. So I've been super annoying.
And they have the room.
Every time I go in. They don't have the room. Holy shit. That's the problem.
No, I think they do have the room. They just have to get rid of those other tables. And also, like, that giant, like, kind of like, I know it's Coliseum of Comics, but I feel like the comics could be organized in a way that's more compact. And also
who the fuck
to
designed that space? It's just like rows and rows of just these like garage sale like boxes full of comics. It's like, just put those in the back, have a computer in the front that tells everyone what all the comics are, and then fucking put them in the back. It takes up so much fucking space. It's obnoxious. But I'm going there because I like playing Armada, and I want more tables. So,
agreed.
And also, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, dude, but like comics suck.
I remember really enjoying the RoboCop and the Spawn comics growing up, so I'm going to disagree with that one.
Yeah, read them again. They're awful.
I was like 8. You're right.
Just all comics, like. If you're listening to this and you enjoy comics, you have bad taste.
Chandler, we want viewers.
They're just the worst, and they're designed to be a terrible read.
My only complaint is that I think they're short.
Well, first they're short, but also like I can't imagine anyone successfully reading comics without the internet. Like when you had to go and find them, that must have been fucking impossible. Because I went to this online site and I was like, I'll try and read Spider-Man. You know, Spider-Man's the fucking greatest superhero that's ever lived, you know? And so I go and I start reading from Spider-Man 1, and then you read Spider-Man 2, and then you keep going and going, and then you'll get to one where at the start of the comic, it says, make sure you've read Wolverine 233.
Oh, and then it branches off. Yeah.
And then it branches, and it splits off the fucking story into this some other comic series that I don't give a shit about. Who cares about Wolverine?
Truthfully, I don't. One of my least favorite.
Fantastic Four, a bunch of cunts. It's like, this is the worst. And then they'll finish up that story, and then come back, and then Spider-Man will have all this fucking trauma that I don't know what the hell happened.
All you have is your broken Spider-Man.
Or he'll go off and like play with the X-Men, fuck some of the X-Men, and then come back and talk about how he has like he's like got like a like Kitty Pryde as his girlfriend or something, and then I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't want to read 400 comics of X-Men to know their story. First off, the X-Men are lame for sure. Not lamer than the Fantastic Four, but that's another story. Anyway, comics are the worst is the point, and you can't convince me otherwise. They're awful. They're poorly written. They're just for degenerates who hate storytelling and enjoy to suffer while they try and piece together this bullshit puzzle story. What were we talking about? Armada.
Tournaments. Having more
Tournaments,
tables.
yeah. Oh,
And
the fucking
the
our
comic books
tournaments.
within.
Our tournaments happen in a comic store. That's what happened. Anyway, yeah, I love playing tournaments. You know the most annoying thing for me, and this is, I'm going to bring this up just this once, but to anyone listening, talking about or referencing in any way that Armada is dead is not something we do on this channel, because I think it's fucking not. Someone commented on the release of Rapid Reinforcements 2 on AMG's website, like, so this means Armada isn't dead, or is it? And I'm like, I haven't stopped playing Armada since it came out.
I know, if you make Imperial shit, I will go buy it. Like,
Yeah.
just
like,
give it to me, please.
And not just like, oh, I play at home with this one dude I know. It's like, I haven't stopped playing Armada in stores for like in tournaments since it came out. Except like that one year where the pandemic was, killing all those people.
Not allowing us to do it, yeah.
Yeah, that was for sure not allowed. And even then, I didn't stop playing Armada. So like, whenever someone says, "Oh, this means Armada isn't dead," or "Is it dead? No plastic ships. Armada's dead." It's like, you can play it still. It's still fucking amazing. It's probably the best miniatures game that exists right now. And listen, if you're playing Armada and you're getting bored of Armada, switch factions and try and make that shit work.
And then spend a whole nother 2 years trying new things.
Yeah, that'll keep you busy for another 2 years. Okay? So, that shit always annoys me whenever someone brings up Armada being dead, because they've been doing it since like year 1, when we got the first wave, and then wave 2 was in like a year and a half. Fuck, this is the most obnoxious shit to me, and I hate it. But I don't hate that more than I hate when people want that fucking dreadnought in Armada.
Really? I mean, it doesn't fit in anything, but I mean, I want people to want things in Armada.
Every time I talk to those fucking mouth breathers who tell me that the dreadnought should be in Armada, and it's going to be this cross-factional ship, and it's going to be the oh, they're going to love it. And then I say, all right, how do you make that ship interesting? And then they go, I don't know.
And not only that, I actually just finished the book regarding Luke and Mara, like, finding that crashed dreadnought cylinder thing that was printed for you. And
yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how it even fits in the story.
Is that Dark Force Rising?
I think that might be it. Yeah, it's like they meet up with the Chiss delegation, and they go there, and those dudes turn out to be like not squabbling little dudes, but like pirate guys, and so they kill them.
Yo, I didn't know you were reading those. I might read those again. We'll do a fucking Brace for Impact book club. We'll talk about those. Those books are hot plasma. Holy shit.
I'm reading. Actually, I think we talked about it. The one with Jason. What's that series called?
That should be. Well, I mean, he's in like all of those series. So
it's the really long one with like Betrayal, Tempest, with like Boba Fett.
Oh, Betrayal!
Shows up in it for a little bit.
Betrayal should be Ninja Order.
Yeah,
that's in the Vong War.
I have it in front of me. Let me just look it up.
But yeah, Betrayal's in the middle of the Vong War.
Yes, it is. Which I also read that one. But Legacy of the Force.
It's short, but it's one of the best. Oh, Legacy of the Force.
Yeah. He shows up in it too. The Vong War is before the Legacy of the Force because
Legacy
Ben
of the Force is man
dies.
Hey, fucking spoilers, dude! What the fuck? That was one of the most dramatic moments in the whole fucking series. Like, holy shit.
Ye- Yeah, this is like a whole new world. I just started reading these, and I can't stop. And
They're so
fortunately,
amazing.
Jace showed me a way to get them for free on my Kindle through like Libby, which is like a library thing. Like Amazon like lends it to you for 21 days, which is plenty
Oh
of
yeah,
time. And so like I'm just like tearing through all of these books.
yeah. They're really great, especially if you like Star Wars. But then it's like once you finish reading them, and then you get that weird sinking feeling of like, oh shit, this is better than everything Star Wars, and then you fucking have nothing. All you can do is
Yes.
reread the books and cry and wish for better times. But anyway, yeah. So our tournaments have been going really well, and that's kind of what we've been focusing on.
And work.
Because editing, well, yeah, and fucking because we got work, and I was doing the last semester of my bachelor's degree, and so like I think I started like in January, which I think is when we fell off making videos because it was like my last semester and it was all hard ass classes, and so I just didn't have time to edit any of the battle reports. I think we did like one, and then I just wasn't able to get to them. But holy shit,
That sounds
editing
right.
is so yeah, editing is so fucking time consuming. But yeah, so that's what we've been doing. That's why no videos have come out. Is because I was finishing up the last semester of my classes, and then I had to get a fucking job.
Mm.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I actually I had not known the 9 to 5 Chandler before this, and he has very little time.
Yeah.
So
All right. So I'm super excited for Rapid Reinforcements 2. So like,
yeah, I want to talk about it.
let's fucking get into it because this shit is so fucking hot.
So our second segment is going to be Rapid Reinforcements 2, and also we're going to talk about organized play a little bit, which is also very interesting in its own right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and kick us off with Anakin Skywalker. This is really dope. To read him, for those who don't know, while a friendly ship performs a salvo attack, it may add 1 die to its attack pool of a color already in its attack pool, which to me is crazy. I've been hoping for a way to be able to do that, so I'm very excited. And then not only that, it gets once per activation, after a friendly ship performs an attack that targets an enemy ship, that friendly ship may spend 1 salvo defense token. If it does, it may perform a salvo attack targeting the same enemy ship. All this for 29 points, which I think is a steal, in my opinion.
It's the biggest
Go ahead,
steal.
Chandler. Tell me what you think.
First off, just going off of what the card says, he breaks like 85 core rules, which I don't know is that the point of Anakin for him to come in, read the initial rules of Armada and say I'm gonna break all of them. I'm gonna say fuck you. I'll do what I want. I'll add a dice to a salvo attack, which the game explicitly says you cannot do. I'm gonna perform an additional attack over 2, which the game says you can't do, and I'm gonna salvo on an attack, which is obnoxious. Look at him. Look at his smug fucking face. He just says, I'm doing this, and you're going to try and stop it, and I don't care. The rules don't apply to me. Which is the most Anakin Skywalker thing you could possibly imagine.
I do want to say the artwork, they did a fantastic job mimicking the actor, like Christian Haydenson or whatever.
You got that backwards, but
Normally,
I
like,
mean,
he looks really awkward, but not here.
yeah. This is some amazing artwork. And it's early in the Clone Wars, too, which I have found to be a trend for the Armada Clone Wars factions, is that this is all early Clone Wars.
Interesting.
This isn't late Clone Wars. This is very early. You can tell by the armor that Anakin is wearing. This is season 1 to like 4 armor. And also Rex still sporting his Phase 1 Clone Trooper armor. And there's a generic Phase 1 Clone Trooper next to him as well. So this is like season 1 to 3.
What's interesting is that they're consistent too. Like you're not seeing, for
Yeah.
instance, like Anakin in his like season 1 through 4 armor, and then the other clones in a later armor. So they know, like they're doing it on purpose. It seems that's very cool.
Yeah, this is a very consistent trend for all of the Armada releases. Especially, Ahsoka, she's not like in her season 7 Mandalore aligned armor. You know, like
Hmm.
she's in. I mean, she's got I think her Shoto blade, which is like season 3, but very early Clone Wars. All of this stuff, which I like. I like the consistency and knowing that if they need to do more upgrade cards for the Clone Wars, they can just push the timeline forward a little bit, and then we can get some more shit. You know.
I like this line of thinking. Excellent observation.
So initial impressions on Anakin.
Super badass. And I actually had an interesting thought, right? So, like, the main characters of Star Wars, arguably, are Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker, right?
I'd agree.
I feel like if ever we get another Luke Skywalker card of any kind, it's going to be ultimate badass because clearly there's a trend here, and they're following it.
Yeah, I just really like because when you think about Anakin Skywalker, you think the most aggressive tactics you can come up with, you know, just doing this an insane bullshit to fuck over the enemy fleet, and this does that.
And it's not only like aggressive or anything like that. I definitely feel like out of left field. Like I did not expect anything that this card says.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me to come up with an Anakin Skywalker commander card, it would not be, hey, why don't you salvo on your own attack?
Yes, I'm very pleased with like the creativity that went into this card.
Yeah. Regardless of the the number of rules with which it breaks, because that
I'm okay. That's the point of
obviously
a card.
that's I mean, I like it because that's the point of the card. But also, I feel like a lot of people were up in arms over whether Anakin can attack 3 times in an activation, or do this or do that, or salvo on his own attack. All of that notwithstanding, like they can and have just corrected the card, changed the card text. This is all a digital product. They don't have to. Not everything's set in stone. Not to mention just normal errata for cards,
Hmm.
which everyone is so used to. I think they just forget that like 20% of the Armada cards are like errata or something. Is
There is a lot of errata, and that is one thing that I don't know, kind of like deep down. I'm not gonna say I struggle with, but it's like every time I make a list, it's like it feels very laborious to me just to make sure that nothing's changed on any of the cards that I have.
Yeah, and so really all it takes is a simple FAQ, a simple explanation that yes, Anakin can attack 3 times in a round. Yeah, he can salvo off his. It's just it's easy, and they've done it in the past with Rapid Reinforcements 1. Like, remember when Darth Vader had Brace Scatter, and everyone was like, "This is the most overtuned shit we've ever seen," and and then like a week later they were like, "Yeah, that no, it's supposed to be Brace Evade." Like are people not awake to remember that these things happen, and then you just get an FAQ, you get a rules reference, and then it's easy. Even with Hera, remember all the bullshit with her special ability triggered when she was activated, and so people were like, "Oh, we can aid our Talon her, and then give people Adept 2," and they just fucking changed it. So now it's just a distance 1 to 2. Everyone gets a Adept 1 if they have escort.
And it happens a lot in the industry. Like Kill Team has plenty of this, where like the flayed ones, where they're like, oh yeah, their things are just totally the wrong like attack die, and so it happens all the time.
Yeah, so I'm not super worried about it, and really I'm just going like when we play our tournament, it's like, listen, what he can do. I mean, what it says on his card, he can do. I mean, it's just that simple, and there are just so many workarounds and loopholes to certain core rules that Anakin just says, I'll do what I fucking want. I like Anakin because he completely changes the play style of Republic.
He made them a lot more deadly at the same time too. I am very concerned. As you know, I don't currently own a Republic fleet, right? So just having this in the mix,
Neither do I, but I'm about to.
it's a great incentive to go ahead and buy in.
Yeah, well, because Republic is like they have a lot of restrictions, more than any other faction. They've got to play the squadron game, or they can't do consistent damage. They don't have ion upgrades, which is such a crutch. You don't normally think about it, but for list building, if you don't have access at all to the ion upgrades, you're super restricted. And it also means you can't put leading shots on a ship,
which is an easy reroll.
Which is an easy reroll. They're just so limited in terms of dice control that you're just, every time you're rolling dice, you're just fucking gambling. And so, looking at Anakin, he just says, "Oh yeah, well I'll just gamble harder." So we'll just roll more dice more times. And listen, like, you can look at your Republic fleet and say, yeah, we're going to put local fire control on, and we're going to salvo like nobody's salvoed ever before. I think that's fine.
It's fantastic. I mean, you spend the points for it. It's fantastic. That's your tactic.
You're spending the points for it. You're spending the only slot that lets you reroll dice, which is your gunnery team slot for ordnance experts.
And you're replacing a defense token.
It's like you're putting so much into rolling more dice, which is really good, but you'll have no consistency. And you'll have no control over whether your dice hit.
Yeah, if that game's not over in turn 4, you're going to die.
Yeah, so in terms of what Anakin Skywalker Commander can do, is like, he seems really strong, but you're probably going to run a squadronless fleet, and that in and of itself is super risky. If you take local fire control, you're going to be really vulnerable. But maybe it won't matter. Maybe you're just going to run up with like a fucking spat cannon with, what's his name? Clone Captain Zack, where he adds dice. And you're just going to fucking slap a capital ship off the table, and then you're like, oh.
And then you just got to mop up.
You know, fucking try and kill me with what you have left, you know?
Here's my squadrons.
Here's your squadrons are gonna not be pushed by anything. So good luck. All in all, Anakin,
is a great card, and I think he's
great
balanced.
Card.
I think it's just what we need.
Yeah. I think it's what the Republic needs. They need a different play style other than maximum squadrons and carriers that have unreliable dice control. I think he fits perfectly with the Republic faction. Like, just being able to roll more dice because you aren't able to have dice consistency, I think is perfect for them. And look, like, sometimes you're going to roll hot, and you're just going to completely fucking obliterate your opponent, and yeah, fucking that'll happen. That happens with fucking Separatist Patriot Fist, where you'll target a ship, you'll roll all your dice, you'll get double accuracy, and they're fucking evaporated, you know? Dice roll hot sometimes, it happens. But I think out of everything, Anakin Skywalker is not only the most contentious, but the most impactful. I think he does the most for the Republic.
Fair enough. And he's also, he's the most unique, too. I just think he's very creative, and I don't think we have anything like this in the game.
Yeah, I think out of all of the commanders, nothing comes close to doing what Anakin does.
Agreed.
Which is perfect.
It's fitting.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one.
Oh, I'm ready. We have Matchstick, which is a BTLBY wing squadron. While you're unengaged, friendly squadrons with bomber at distance 1 gain rogue, which, again, is really cool. He does have really bomber, cool. He does have heavy, he does have 2 braces, and he has 14 points.
For all of the rules obnoxiousness that Anakin does, I think Matchstick needs clarification immediately on when his ability happens. While you are unengaged, you referring to Matchstick, friendly squadrons with bomber at distance 1 gain rogue.
That checks out.
So that not only means that while Matchstick is unengaged, he gains rogue, but all of the squadrons around him at distance 1 gain rogue.
That's what it means to me. It sounds like he gets rogue.
When do they gain rogue, and when do they keep rogue? So, here's the scenario. You've got 2 arcs, 2 Arc 170s that are at distance 1 of Matchstick, and then 2 Arc 170s that are not at distance 1 of Matchstick, but are at distance 1 of an enemy ship. can you activate the 2 arcs in the squadron phase that are at distance 1 of matchstick, move them into distance 1 of the enemy ship, and then attack because they have rogue, and then move matchstick, attack the ship, and activate the 2 unactivated arcs that are now at distance 1 of matchstick, and then move and shoot with rogue. When does his ability happen? Is it always happening?
It's just while they are at distance 1, it's constant. It's like a persistent.
It's a constant.
Like power, not something that needs to be tapped. I forget what the term is. Passive. It's passive.
Yeah, it's passive. But my issue with it is, if you move the Arc 170s outside of distance 1 of matchstick,
they lose rogue.
They lose rogue. So then they cannot move and attack.
Correct. You have to remain within distance 1 of matchstick.
You have to remain within distance 1. So essentially you have to move matchstick into distance 1 of the enemy ship first, and then in the squadron phase move all of the arcs, and then when they become within distance 1 of matchstick, they can then
you can shoot. Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty complicated fucking ability.
And I think that checks out, though, with the Republic. Yeah. So, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, pretty much.
So initially when I read this, my thought process only went as far as you have a bubble of rogue and you just get to move that around the board shooting, and it's fantastic. The fact that you are suggesting like having matchstick and then moving a group doing that, and then like, you know, matchstick potentially moving, or like all that other, like that extra step was very impressive to me for one, but I didn't even think that far ahead. I think that's really cool, and one potentially couldn't have been thought of on the other side, only because I didn't get that far, so I'm sure maybe someone else didn't.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I don't think that we should discourage that. That's like the fantastic strategy that makes this game fun to me.
Yeah, because obviously the easy workaround is have a single interceptor and then just put it on matchstick, and then you just don't have to fucking worry about that.
There you go.
But yeah, I think that is something that needs clarification. Is his ability always persistent? And then squadrons, if they are outside of distance 1, or if they move outside of distance 1 of matchstick, do they lose it or not?
In my opinion,
because the rogue keyword says this squadron can move and then shoot, or shoot and then move. So
in that situation, it would have, in my opinion, have to have already shot to take advantage. That way, it's just kind of moving out of the way then.
Yeah, so a little bit convoluted and complicated, but it tracks with the Republic faction, and I just think it needs a little bit of clarification.
Agreed.
But it's a cool fucking squadron.
And talk about value for your points. Holy shit, only 14.
Yeah, for 14 points is outrageous. And then you start bringing other factors that the Republic can do into the equation, and then matchstick starts looking really fucking valuable. Like, hey, let's get 5 arcs, matchstick, and we'll throw in hyperspace rings.
Refresh my memory on hyperspace rings.
It gives your squadron scout, which means you can deploy them without ships on the field, and you can deploy them anywhere on the map.
Oh, that's so good.
So, and now your arcs have rogue, or just your fucking Y-wings, like, this is fucking so good. I think matchstick is an outrageously good squadron, and for 14 points is ridiculous.
Oh, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and move on to General Draven, if you're okay.
Yeah. We can move on to Rebels.
Yeah. General Draven. Choose command dials for this card after deploying fleets. At the start of each ship phase, you may reveal and discard 1 command dial from this card. If you do, until the end of the round, when an enemy ship spends a matching command dial, it resolves that dial as though it spent a token of the same type instead. And this will be a 28-point card.
This is a pretty fucking cool commander.
I'm not going to say no
for
to that.
Sure.
In my opinion, my playstyle, like the token dealing commanders, for me, I just don't like them very much. But I can understand how it can be cool, especially like you like to do stuff where you're passing tokens around, really using them to push squadrons. So I can see his value to other playstyles.
Yeah, it General Draven, and I'm going to say this as a hard line statement, is the best rebel squadron commander.
Checks out.
Because being able to shut down your opponent's fleet for 2 rounds, they cannot spend squadron dials, is so outrageously powerful that it'll just allow your rebel squads to dominate for 2 rounds. Obviously, it's going to be rounds 3 and 4, the most critical rounds, and your opponent can't do anything about it.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chandler. I just now realized that it is affecting your opponent. I completely skipped over the fact, and I just thought that it was giving you a token or something like that. I
No,
misunderstood this
no.
card completely. This is
Yeah.
really cool. I don't think we have anything that lets you affect an opponent's dial quite like this. This is awesome.
No, it's so powerful. It's so outrageous. It just says your opponent can't spend a dial that matches this dial. If they do reveal a dial, like let's say General Draven, I reveal his dial and it has Squadron Command, and then you're playing against Sloan, and then they reveal a Squadron dial on their Quasar. They can only activate one squadron with that.
That's amazing.
And it resolves as if they had spent a token, which means if they have a token banked, they can't spend
It's
that.
lost. Oh wow.
They've already spent a token. You can't double token. It is one squadron activation.
How fitting for the character.
This is the most crippling commander out of the whole lot. It completely cripples your opponent's ships way more than Dooku, way more than any other commander that gives your opponent like a disadvantage. It completely shuts them down. Let's say they're playing slow, so they've got 3 to 4 ships. They can only activate 3 to 4 of their squadrons throughout the entire round for 2 rounds.
And that's if the other ships are doing stuff like that.
Exactly. And it's just outrageously good. But the problem with General Draven, which I found when I played him a couple days ago, is that if your opponent isn't really focused on squadrons, he doesn't do that much.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
If your opponent has like an MSU fleet and they want to be navving all the time, I mean, you set a nav dial for General Draven. It doesn't do that much. It just reduces their yaw by one. It doesn't give them that extra yaw. But if they're playing MSU, who gives a shit? And then it's like you're not going to put an engineering on Draven unless you really think that your enemy is going to be doing some ridiculous shit. But the only account I can think of where you would do that, where you put an engineering dial on General Draven, is if you're playing like abandoned mining facility and you don't want them to farm tokens.
Mm.
But then they can still farm it with the token. You still get 2 points from a token, which is enough to farm that initial dust cloud. So it doesn't really do anything there. And then for concentrate fire, they can't add a dice and instead reroll.
If they have a bunch of oh no, because even if they have gunnery teams, they can just use the token you gave them. So
they can still use the token, so it doesn't shut down gunnery teams or anything like that. So really, what Draven is focusing on is either being in a strong rebel squadron fleet and just letting them fucking dominate Sloan, or in a squadron-less rebel fleet. He will just completely shut down the squads for 2 turns, allowing your rebel fleet that does not have squadrons to annihilate their carriers without reprieve.
he's got an amazingly high ceiling, but one of the lowest floors I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, if you go up against a fleet and they just don't have many squadrons to do, it's like he doesn't do anything for you.
And for 28 points, like he's not
cheap. No. But yeah, I played him against someone who had like 2 squadrons. They had like Sienna and Valen, and then I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do with General Draven now. And they had Ozzel, so tell me what the fuck to do then.
correct.
He fucking cried. Like, fucking, it was the worst. But what an amazing commander, General Draven. I think he opens up a lot for not just rebels being able to contend with other really high value squadrons like Sloane and Republic, but it opens up a lot of options for rebels to play squadron lists without that much downside. Like, look, put fucking PDICs on your MC-80, make General Draven the commander, and then on rounds 3 and 4, just completely neuter their squadron activation. Watch while their carriers move forward into range of your MC-80 and slap them right off the table. Amazing. Let's go on to Fen Rao.
Yeah, and you can start reading now. But this is one of my favorites from the entire bunch.
Yeah. So Fen Rao, which when I saw the initial preview where it was just like a little sliver corner of this card, I was thinking it was going to be Ezra because Rebels, Mandalorian Gauntlet Fighter, I go right to Ezra. Because Fen Rao has never been shown to fly a fucking Gauntlet Fighter. So why would I say Fen Rao? You know, if it was a Fang Fighter, I would be like, oh yeah, maybe Fen Rao. But it's not. It's a Gauntlet Fighter. What I forgot is that Ezra's Gauntlet Fighter is specifically called the Night Brother. So where Mandalorian Gauntlet Fighter, the title would be, it would instead say Night Brother, same like Han Solo and Lando sharing the Millennium Falcon. So
that's interesting.
So if I was smarter, I would have seen that coming. But Fen Rao's never flown a Gauntlet Fighter, so I don't know why he's here. Anyway, Fen Rao, for the Rebel faction in a Gauntlet Fighter, his ability says, when you are chosen to activate by a squadron command, after the activation is resolved, choose up to 2 non-unique squadrons at distance 1. The chosen squads may activate as if they were chosen by the squadron command. Assault, Escort, 1 brace, 24 points. What a fucking bomb card.
I was so upset when I saw that it was Rebel faction only.
Yeah. This card is outrageous.
Oh, go ahead, please.
So first off, he has Escort. Second off, he's a Mandalorian Gauntlet Fighter with 7 hull, speed 4. We're not even going to talk about his dice. His dice don't matter.
Oh, I want to talk about the die. I love red die squadrons, and so I am just so happy to see another one. I know it's a huge gamble, but oh my god, when they hit so hard.
Yeah. For Fen Rao, his dice don't matter. He's a speed 4, 7 hull escort. So what that means is you pair him with Biggs and Hera, and then you put maybe a Jan Ors in there, and then generic X-Wing. You fill that out to 134 points, and you have so much fucking hull. You have so much survivability with your X-Wings, with all your escorts. Because here's the fucking thing. Hera X-Wing does not have escort.
Mm-hmm.
So we put Biggs in there. We put Hera in her X-Wing, not Hera in the Ghost. That one sucks. We put Fen Rao in there. He's 24 points. We slot in Jan Ors for your generic X-Wings. And then we do 1, 2, 3 X-Wings. Can't do 4. So 3 X-Wings. That's 124 points.
Mm-hmm.
All of your X-Wings can be pushed by Fen Rao, which it's at the end of his activation. So you can have Fen Rao anywhere, activate him, push 2 X-Wings, and then they activate. And then they can move and shoot. Hera, her ability is, while a friendly squadron that has escort is at distance 1 to 2, which is such a huge range bubble, it has adept 1. So all of those X-Wings, Biggs, Fen Rao, all have adept 1, which means they can reroll on their attacks. And then you've got the boy Biggs. Before a friendly squadron with escort at distance 1 suffers damage from an attack, reduce the total damage by 1. If you do, choose a friendly squadron with escort at distance 1. That squadron instead suffers 1 damage. So you have this huge defensive ball of escort squadrons that are all getting bomber rerolls from Hera because they all get adept 1. If you have a GR-75 with bomber command center, they get rerolls again. And so your X-Wings are now able to charge in to the enemy's ship, the high priority target. You activate Fen Rao, have him activate them. They get Bomber Command Center rerolls and Hera Adept rerolls against that ship. So your X-Wings are becoming outrageously consistent and outrageously survivable because Biggs can now shunt an outrageous amount of damage onto Fen Rao because he has 7 hull and he's an escort. And so it's just a crazy amount of synchronicity with these squadrons.
All of that for the cost of a Star Destroyer.
Yes, all that for the cost of the Star Destroyer. And they're going to kill the Star Destroyer, too. They don't give a shit.
Oh, that is. I mean, I learned so much just now. As you know, I don't typically play Rebel, right? So I'm not as familiar as you are, right? So just learning all of this, that's unbelievably intense.
Yeah, and just imagine trying to throw your token squadrons in front of that.
Even with my combos of Tel Trevura, it's just like that's not gonna last.
No, especially with the X-Wings. I mean, rolling 4 blue dice is pretty good, but you know what's even better? Being able to choose your misses and re-roll them into hits.
Yes.
And it's so good. Fenrir's amazing, for sure. I mean, speed 4 escort for Rebels, he's the fastest escort. There's nothing that comes close. To do what we're talking about, shunting obnoxious amount of damage onto an escort that has like 7 hull, you need the YT-1300, which comparatively has counter 1, escort, 7 hull, speed 2. So good luck with that. Good luck keeping up with your squad. And then you add all fighters follow me. Fenrir goes speed 5. Your X-Wings go speed 4. It's such an outrageous combo.
Uh, yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then he has his ability, which is to activate 2 non-unique squadrons at distance 1. And that's at the end of his activation. So you move him in, whatever. Look, pair him up with Adar Talon and bounce him around the board. Like, let's say you have like a fleet with just all generic like X-Wings or something, and then you just bounce him around the board with Adar Talon. You're activating 4 extra squadrons around, being able to move and shoot. Amazing. What a great card.
Let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
I mean, because this is it's very intimidating. We can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
What would you do to counter this?
I know exactly what I would do to counter this because it happened to me when I played him this last Friday. You flack the absolute fuck out of them if they overextend. See, because Fenrir goes really fast. Use all fighters follow me. Your X-Wings go really fast. All you want to do is charge in and start doing damage like round 2. Just flack the fuck out of them. He's double black flak. It has to go somewhere. If you do enough flak damage, they're all eventually going to die. But
It's a timer though.
it is a timer for sure. I mean, you need LTTs. You have to be doing more than 1 damage per flak. You have to be doing 2 damage, 3 damage, 4 damage. 3 is ideal, so you need LTT on your ships to avoid this bullshit. Because if you only do 2, you're actually doing 1 because Janors will use her braces, brace to 1. Biggs will move it around. But still, you just have to focus on the ball and just flack the fuck out of them. Throw everything you can and hope that your opponent doesn't position them correctly. Some of them are out of range, like maybe Jan is out of range or Hera's out of range. If you have token squadrons, you've got to bracket the high priority targets, which would be Biggs. Just bracket Biggs and kill him, and then you don't have to worry about that crazy ability. But, I mean, and it's also a lot of investment. You could just jump over them, kill your opponent's ships before the squadrons are able to do enough rounds of damage to kill your fucking flagship. There's a lot of strategies to deal with Fenrir. I just like that he can do so much. He can be a part of this big, unkillable X-Wing ball. You can have like 8 or 9 generic squadrons, like 4 X-Wings, 4 Y-Wings, a couple A-Wings, and just bounce him around the board, activating 2 at a time, using Adar Talon to refresh Fenrir so that the next squadron activation ship you can activate an additional 2 more. It's fucking awesome. He's got so much he can do. But one of the major problems is he's a gauntlet fighter, so his anti-squadron is ass, and he doesn't have bomber, and he's got assault, which essentially says I do nothing. It's like, why are you going to spend a whole damage on a ship to give it a raid token when raid tokens for the rebels don't do anything?
I didn't consider the connection between the faction and assault, especially. That makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. Like if this was a Mando Gauntlet fighter that had assault that was for separatists, that's a different fucking story. That's giving you a whole black dice if you're running TF-1726, you know?
And that would that work canonically? Yes, right? There's no reason not to.
Yeah. Separatists, you just do like a pre-Vizsla gauntlet fighter, and then for Separatists.
That would be
Easy.
good.
That would be really good, but that would be at such a premium because that raid tokens for Separatists is amazing, which we'll get into. But for, I don't know, you could probably create a build where you're focusing a lot on raid tokens. But the problem with that, like, let's say you want to add Kanan Jarrus, who is the best assault squadron in the game because he can spend critical icons for a raid token. So if he gets a crit and a hit, he can spend a crit icon to raid and then spend the hit for assault to raid, so he can double raid in a single attack, which is really,
it's
good. And then you add that alongside Rex Officer, which says, Squadron Command, you may choose an enemy ship at close range. That ship gains 1 raid token of your choice. And then, while you're at distance 1 to 3 of an enemy ship, that ship can only discard 1 raid token of any type when it discards a command dial. So it keeps the raid dials on the target. But again, you do this whole spider web of raid tokens, and it doesn't do anything for you. You don't get extra dice. Your opponent just has to not do some commands. You don't get a special ability. You don't get anything for all of this shit. So assault on Fen Rao essentially means nothing. So unless Rebels get some kind of raid commander or upgrade that can exploit all of these raid tokens you can put on, it doesn't do anything. It just, I don't know. They can't do the full extent of their command dial. And then if they have Hondo and they just match the token and then just strip it off, you've spent all of this points and all this web of fucking lies for nothing because they just had Hondo. Or a clone nav officer, and they just get around whatever you're trying to raid. So until Rebels get something that can actually allow them to play the raid game, assault means nothing to them and you should just ignore it.
So, yeah, that makes sense. Before we move on to the next card, I guess the final thing will be points. 24 points. I mean, it's up there, but it's a gauntlet fighter. So, I mean, that's kind of just...
Yeah, what are the other gauntlet fighters priced at? We've got the normal gauntlet fighter, which is 20 points, but it had rogue. And then we got Gar Saxon, which is 23 points. He's got intel relay, damage, assault, and rogue. So, I mean, I think he's well priced. He's actually a little cheap for what his ability does. And him having escort, I think he should actually be 26 points. But it's fair. It's still pretty expensive because the gauntlet fighter...
I agree.
The dice on the gauntlet fighter is...
I mean, it's up there, but it's also a strong power. And
it's a strong power.
Well,
but
I mean,
like
high hull ship.
High hull ship, escort, which is amazing for the Rebels, but like the dice are ass, no bomber, assault essentially is blank, and no rogue. So I think it's fair. It seems fine. All right, let's go on to Separatists.
Yeah.
So we got Asajj Ventress Officer, 4 points. After you perform an attack targeting a ship that has 1 or more raid tokens, if the defender suffered 1 or more damage, you may remove 1 raid token and 1 command token from the defender. If you do, gain a matching command token. Strange.
I don't like cards that mess with command tokens that much, right? So it's not really up my strategy, of my strategy. Let me see here.
It's a weird ability for sure.
And all you get is a matching command token.
Yeah.
And you benefit your opponent.
Well, not exactly. You are stripping a command token from them. So here's the thing with Asajj.
Tell me.
It's such a high priority slot, the officer slot for Separatists, that she could be 0 points and still not be taken in a lot of instances.
Interesting thought.
Because like Wat Tambor, fucking Shumai, Rune Hako, TI-99, it's like these are all such power cards for the Separatists that even if she was 0 on a lot of flagships, she's just not even considered because of her ability. But in a couple instances, she's actually really useful and usable. And this is in TF-1726 fleets with B-2 rocket troopers, and in Dooku fleets with B-2 rocket troopers. But on, not on your flagship, obviously, because you don't want to fucking... You don't want to not take Wat Tambor on like your big flagship when you're trying to do Asajj Ventress nonsense, So essentially the thing is, Count Dooku, at the start of each ship phase, he discards 1 of his command tokens. All of the enemy fleet gets a raid token matching that command token, obviously. So the strategy for Asajj is Before the round with which you do that, you attack the high priority ship with Asajj. They can see at the start of the game what tokens you have on Count Dooku, obviously. So, firstly, in the first round, they're going to start banking tokens matching those so that they can get around the bullshit that is Count Dooku. Now, Asajj, you attack the ship that has those tokens and you fucking strip them. You strip them away. The way you do that is charge in a fucking hard sell, use B2 rocket troopers to
Mhm.
put a raid on them before you attack, and then use Asajj to take the raid and then take their token. And then in the following round, you use Count Dooku's ability, and they have no way to deal with it because Asajj has taken the token that they would have used to spend to get rid of Count Dooku's raid. So she's essentially guaranteeing Count Dooku's ability. It's a lot to do that. It's a big fucking what's it called, Rube Goldberg machine of something that isn't really that great. And you take their token, which is fine, but that's fine. The other instance in which she's useful is TF-1726. So let's say you're trying to get extra dice for TF-1726, and they're trying to prevent you from doing that. It's the same instance of you use B2 rocket troopers, put a raid on them, you get your extra dice, and then at the end of your attack, you just remove the raid, you remove any command token that they have. You just have to be smart with that, I guess, and identify what your opponent is trying to do. If they're trying to send squads at you, if they're trying to strip raids with those command tokens, and then you just strip away whatever they're doing.
But just like you said, though, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's not once per round or once per activation, so I mean, you can strip multiple command tokens off if you so choose, but command tokens aren't that impactful. And if you do put her on like a hard sell, you're only going to take one. I don't know. It doesn't seem that amazing to me.
So let me ask you a question, Chandler. Would you build your list around this card? That's what you have to do.
No. Well, because she's not even a commander, so that's difficult to say. Because like when I'm playing Separatists, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm going to build around Wat Tambor. Okay, that's a lie. I don't build a list around like Shumai. All right, that's another lie.
I mean,
okay,
but
I'm not.
to get the most out of this card. That's what you have to do, though.
Yeah, you need to be taking TF-1726 or Count Dooku, really. The only other reason I could see is like maybe for Trench, but I'm not going to rely on my opponent to strip tokens, you know? It seems just okay to me. Unless there are other, there's got to be other releases that make Asajj Ventress better, like a double officer ship, or more upgrades that require tokens to refresh, kind of like hyperwave signal boost, or the battle droid one. What's it called? Battle droid reserves, where you need tokens to refresh the card's ability. Then she could be more usable. But as of right now, there's not really a precedent for her for stripping tokens. You know,
Especially in
seems
an
a bit weird.
officer slot.
And you need B2 rocket troopers to even make her ability consistent. So the only thing I could see where she would be consistent is if you have Count Dooku as your commander, your opponent activates their ship, doesn't clear the Count Dooku raid, and then moves in to range of Asajj, and then you shoot with Asajj and you strip the raid token, but then just leave it and make them spend their dial to get rid of it. Unless you're absolutely loading them up with B2 rocket trooper raid tokens, it's like she's just not really participating that much. So I'm not a fan of her ability as it is right now. It seems a bit strange to me, but I don't know. Someone who's really good is going to put her like in a Dooku or a TF-1726 list and do really well, but they were going to do really well anyway without her, so I don't know. I'm cold on this Asajj Ventress card until I can come up with some consistent way to get benefit from her ability.
I agree. I'm ready to move on to Wat Tambor, if you are.
Wat Tambor, the fucking boy. So he's in a belly rub 22. He has his squadron ability is that he can have escort in Separatists, which I am on record for saying that they would never get ever. because of how outrageous that would be. And yeah, they completely replaced whatever ability he would have had as an ace squadron to just give him escort. That's how strong it is for the Separatists to have access to escort. Even just one escort is that it completely replaced whatever ability he would have. So he's got escort, relay 1, which is no one gives a shit, and then screen, which is while you are defending for each other friendly squadron the attacker is engaged with that lacks screen, up to 3, you gain dodge 1. So dodge up to 3, depending on all that kind of shit.
Which will probably be a lot.
Which will probably be a lot. Brace evade 20 points. Whoo! What a fucking boy.
I'm sure you're excited. Have you had a chance to use this one yet?
No. I've only played one game since
Okay.
since this dropped. But I mean, that's a really good fucking squadron. He's got, the Belbalab dice pool, so 2 blue, 2 black, which is amazing, and a black anti-ship, so he shares that with Grievous. Look, like running Wat Tambor and Grievous together is gonna be amazing. Like you take Wat Tambor, Grievous, DIS T81, and Flak Arflak prototypes, and I mean that's a pretty fucking scary ace ball right there. And then just what you take however many vultures or tri-fighters you have the sanity for, and run over
Good
your
way to put it.
opponent. It's fucking crazy. Though him having brace evade does make him weaker for sure. But if you just dogpile onto whatever target or whatever squadron ball you're going for, he essentially has dodge 4, which is outrageous. So like against an X-Wing, it's make your opponent re-roll their entire attack pool, which I think is pretty good. I'm not sure because blue dice are essentially coin flips, whether they do damage or not in the squadron phase.
I mean, but
So-
still, it's an okay chance to get accuracies out of that. It's not like there's only one accuracy on the die.
Yeah, but it's actually like even better than that because it's not dodge 4, it's dodge 3 and then evade. So it's if they don't have an accuracy, you evade their hit. If it re-rolls into a hit, then you dodge 3, and you can dodge 3 is not 3 separate instances of re-rolling. You can't make them re-roll.
Yeah.
Let's say they get 2 hits, you just make them re-roll both of them, and then maybe you get away scot-free. You just take 1 damage. You don't have to use your brace. It's pretty good. It's pretty survivable actually with that. So I don't know. I'm pretty convinced with Wat Tambor. Having a black anti-ship is amazing. I mean, you can just run both of the Belbalab aces, the Tri-Fighter aces, and then however many Tri-Fighters you can take. How many points is that? How many fucking Tri-Fighters can I fit in? All black dice? Let's fucking go.
Are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm doing it. So it's Wat Tambor's 20 points. So
Yes.
then 5 droid Tri-Fighters, Flak Arfak, DIS T81, and Grievous for 133.
How many activations total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 9.
Oof.
So what I would more likely do is, oh shit, I can't do 2 vultures. Okay, yeah. So I mean, look, that's a lot. And then that's just the squadron build. Let's say I want to make a Providence with Invisible Hand and flight controllers, and we'll put expanded hangar base on there. Now I'm going to load up 5 droid Tri-Fighters in the Invisible Hand. I'm going to have the 4 aces out, and look, it's an incredible amount of damage. I'm really liking Wat Tambor. You throw in all the Tri-Fighters, they try and kill some of them, you bring them back with reserve hangar decks, and then you throw Wat Tambor in the mix. He's got screen, he's got escort, they're trying to do damage, he's making them reroll all their hits. I mean, then you have all your Tri-Fighters attack in the squadron phase. Their aces burn up their tokens. Grievous comes in with his ability. Their tokens aren't readied. He does 7 damage. It's a really great combo. I'm really liking how Wat Tambor came out.
And for only 20 points. I think that's
For
very
only 20
acceptable.
points. Very acceptable. Yeah. Separatists, I don't know. Asajj is weird to me. For people who really like token control, and I mean, especially against separatists, or not separatists, against Republic, they rely so much on their command tokens that being able to strip them with a ship that just has B2 rocket troopers, I mean, maybe that is enough. I don't know. She feels very like Republic, anti-Republic focused.
which is good considering some of the cards we've seen.
Yeah. Being able to, well, look, the more I think about Asajj, the more situations I find her valuable.
Perhaps
Like,
because with the new cards that we've seen, especially, that might be why she's here.
no, but like, let's say you're going up against an ISD that has ECMs and they bank an engineering token. And then with your hard sell, you can just put a raid token on there, do a single damage, and then take their ECM refresher token. Now they can't ECM next round. Get fucked.
Ooh, I have something.
Yeah.
Especially with a lot of cards where you have to start them untapped, and you have to then spend the token to bring them back.
Well, that's really only Slicer Tools.
Is it?
Yeah, the only one that does that is Slicer Tools. You bank one round,
Okay.
round one, and then round two you refresh it. So that's a bit of a. But I mean, you can still just, if they exhaust it again, you can prevent them from using it multiple times, which is good. All right, on to the Empire.
I am ready to move on for the Empire because that's what I play.
Yeah.
Governor Price, very, very cool. 7 points. Once per activation, while performing an attack against an enemy ship, you may spend 1 shield from the attacking hull zone to change 1 die face to any result. And I'll tell you what, I have plenty of shield to spend when I'm playing as Empire, so...
Yeah. This bitch. Holy shit. Because I was telling you I was playing Draven and Fenrau the other day.
Mm-hmm.
My opponent played Governor Price, and holy fuck, is she good. Outrageous.
Especially with Intensify Firepower, like I like to run.
Yeah, you can get that consistent damage, but really the shit of it is I invested so much into a GR75. You know, you put Bomber Command Center on it. I had Adar Talon on him. I was running Fenrau. You put Expanded Hangar Bays because I just wanted to do the big shebang, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a fucking 50-point GR75 or something. They roll in with the Demolisher Gladiator 2 with Price. And they do a side shot on my GR75. So for people who don't know, Gladiator 2s out the side have a red, which means you have a 1/8 chance of getting an accuracy. But with Price, you can just set it to an accuracy, stop the scatter, and then just get infinity damage with your blacks. And that's exactly what happened. And so they just fucking rolled up and clapped my GR75 right off the table before it could do its amazing squadron play, and they spent a shield for it. And it sucks. Now, Price isn't all powerful. You have to spend a shield from the hull zone that you're attacking from. So you can't, it's not like a Gergerod where you can just take a damage wherever you'd like it. It has to be from the attacking hull zone. So a lot of times, you're going to be running out of shields. Especially if you're playing with, like, you know, an Imperial 1, or not Imperial 1, a fucking ISD. You got 4 shields on the front. That's once, twice maybe? And then you got 2 shields on the front. Do you really want to do that? Everyone's going to be attacking the ISD front hull zone. That's really the only place to attack. And so you're going to use it twice and bring it down to 2 and just let someone cut through your ISD like that? I don't know. It seems like a lot to me. But
So I'm going to let you in on what my plan is.
So tell me.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So it's actually for the tournament coming up.
Okay.
I'm thinking of doing a Sloan list, but I'm thinking of doing it on the Onager 2.
Oh, yeah?
Setting this, so I'm always getting that, whatever the blue turbo, what's a special weapon slot? I forget what it's called. But the one where if you get the crit, you increase the damage by the amount of crits that you see.
Yeah.
So the trouble is you have to specifically get the blue crit, which is the tricky part in triggering.
Oh, you need, it's the red crit that you need.
No, that's for the long range one.
Nope. It's red for the blue laser.
Is it really? I could be wrong. It's been a while.
But the thing that you're probably confused about is the defender suffers 1 damage. This occurs once for each red or blue crit icon. So the blue crits do matter, but the red one is the one that triggers it.
Fair enough. Well, even so, sometimes you don't get the red crit. But this guarantees it. If you have it, you can get an accuracy for that brace or even for the evade at the extreme, or depending on whatever range it's at. And this is fantastic.
Look, I think Price is amazing, as she should be for 7 points and the officer slot. She's going to go on either your flagship to do major damage, or on like, I think her best role is as a flotilla hunter for the Gladiator 2, because it was guaranteed. There was nothing I could do.
I think it's a very special use. I really enjoyed that.
It was dead. Like, but I mean, you put her on an onager, and then put her with Gunnery Chief Varnillion, and your dice can be whatever you want. You know? And then you can do an outrageous amount of damage with the onager. It's crazy. She seems like a really good officer. I mean, her ability is great, but it doesn't do that much other tand you take a shield and you set a dice. It's kind of straightforward. It's not like Fenrau where you got so many implications and things that you can do and all that kind of thing. She's pretty simple. She's very strong though.
Well, I'm planning to use her, and I'm very excited.
Yeah. Let's go on to Volt Scarus.
Yeah. Volt Scarus, TIE Interceptor Squadron. During the squadron phase, you cannot make non-counter attacks. You have counter 4. You also have Swarm. You have a Scatter. You have an Evade. And it is 18 points.
Counter 4.
Whew.
So
That's spicy.
this boy does not want to be touched.
No.
But it's counter 4, but counter 5 if you have Howl Runner. Counter 6 if you have Dengar.
6 if you have Dengar.
Yeah. So, with Swarm, what a fucking dangerous boy. And then if you want to go really, really hard, you can put Instructor Goran in there. While a friendly non-heavy squadron at distance 1 to 2, it has counter 1 or increases its counter value by 1, counter 7 on this guy. That's more blue dice than I like to keep around. I wouldn't invest that much into it. Instructor Goran is like 7 points, so I'd probably keep that out. But counter 6 you can easily get to. So regarding Volt Scarus, the main thing that terrifies me is not really the counter 4. It's the giving a speed 5 interceptor air superiority dice, which is generally what I say when I'm regarding a squadron that has blue, blue, black, black.
Mm-hmm.
It's the consistent damage and the chance for an accuracy. Blue, blue, black, black, obviously. This is found like very rarely in squadrons. I mean, Darth Vader in the TIE Advance doesn't even have that. It's generally reserved for the hard hitters, the TIE Defenders, Belbalabs, squadrons like that. It's so good because when you get the accuracy, you for sure have the damage. That's why it's amazing.
And I feel like the point cost is so low.
Yeah, it's 18 points. That's 2 more points than a generic TIE Defender that only has Bomber and all the other stuff we talked about. And then he has Counter 4 and Swarm and Scatter. The Evade is shitty. And obviously, the ability that his squadron has is meant to make him worse to make up for the fact that he is so good. Of you can't attack in the squadron phase. So you must be commanding him to make him attack, which you would every time. Why would you bring him in and not plan to do that?
Exactly.
The major drawbacks for Volt. If they do have an accuracy and they can block your scatter, you're taking damage, for sure. I mean, you can evade. Okay, good luck.
Yes, but there's a chance at no damage there.
Just a chance is the thing, and he's only got 3 hull, and that's really where the drawback comes in. Is he's a 3 hull ship, no brace, just a scatter. I mean, he's essentially the opposite of Sienna, where Sienna is taking less damage because she's inherently removing dice from the attack pool, less counter, less offense during her activation. She's only 1 point less, but she's got brace and scatter. Everyone knows Sienna's ability. If you don't, then fucking play the game more. I think he's one of the more terrifying Empire squadrons, for sure.
And I think that's the thing, right? He doesn't have to be that survivable. Because let me ask you something, especially if you get to like 7. Chandler, would you shoot something that has counter 7?
Fucking no! You don't shoot that.
So does he need to even have any hull?
No. But then, like, you pair him with somebody like Tel Travura, or like Zertic Strom, or Tempest Squadron, or even just take Black Squadron, just for like a little bit of mitigation, you know? If you can take 1 shot off of Volt Scarus, it's amazing. If he survives 1 more round and gets to shoot, it's like 2 more points than a defender to just be able to roll blue, blue, black, black at a squadron. It's like, and that's not even talking about if you have flight controllers or if you have Sloane. He fits in perfectly with Sloane. He's more aggressive than Sienna for Sloane, which is, I mean, Sienna's amazing, but if you can roll more consistent dice with your TIE Interceptor Ace. Instead of taking less damage, you're doing more damage. If they attack you, you're countering 4. 4 blue dice on a counter for an Interceptor. And then you get an accuracy. Oh, I'll spend your scatter. I'll go in, attack you, spend my blue dice to spend your scatter. You attack me, I spend my accuracy to spend your scatter. Gone. Bye. Get fucked. He's so aggressive. In the way that Sienna is defensive, he is like the other side of the coin. He's amazing. Probably one of the better squadron cards in this release.
I agree.
I feel like you're going to see him everywhere, and he deserves it. His fucking king status here.
So a couple of interesting things about this card. First off, it's a question I've been wanting to ask you. In the art, what's going on with the Interceptor there?
He's getting out. He's taking his helmet off. He's taking his helmet off.
I
He's
don't
getting
see
out.
like the hood. Does it open from the top down like that?
Yeah. Because
I thought it opened from the bottom up.
no.
A
lot of the times that you see someone loading into an Interceptor.
Oh, they're coming from the top.
Yeah, they're going from the top. So that's what he's doing. He's getting out from the top. He's just he's taking his helmet off, and he's done the day. He's killed everyone that exists in like a 20-mile radius, and he's like, I'm gonna go have a Sando, you know? It's like
That's not the top of the Interceptor.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, no, it's not. I feel like I'm having a hard time seeing that perspective. I feel like this is like the front of the Interceptor, like we're looking at it.
It's not. All right, so think about, on the road how there's a manhole cover, and you take the manhole cover off, and then if you want to get out of the, the tube that goes into all the sewage systems, you kind of like sit on the side of it. Take the lid off, you sit on the side. That's what he's doing. He's sitting on the top of the Interceptor. The thing that you see to the left of him is the hood, the very top of the Interceptor. Comes off like a lid, yeah. And so he's just kind of sitting on the top. He's taking his helmet off. He's killed everyone, and that's it.
So I thought that the lid was the hull of like the Interceptor, and he was like in a box in front of it.
No. Yeah, he's getting out.
Okay, thank you for clarifying, because that was weird for me.
Yeah.
Another one that was pointed out to me, and I need to verify its accuracy, was this character showed up in the Squadrons game.
Oh, did he?
I mean, it's worth verifying, but that's what I've heard. So that's very, very cool.
That is cool. Yeah, we should have more Squadron cards from that Squadron game. That was a cool fucking game.
They had cool characters.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And
I do like the consistent application of Squadrons with evade. I think it allows for stronger Squadrons, but you're taking away survivability for how strong they are, like Darth Vader, Volscaris, Wat Tambor. They're all getting evades instead of braces, I think that's pretty awesome.
And my opinion, and you might be factually correct, but this is how I feel. I would rather I prefer the evade, because I would rather take the chance at no damage than have the consistent reduction of half. Because you're always going to be taking 1, at least, with the brace. But with the evade, again, I just value the opportunity to get 0.
Yeah, and I guess that all depends on what you're going up against. I would for sure take double brace or scatter brace over scatter evade. Because, it depends on how much you want to be gambling.
Because if they're getting the accuracies to block you out for all this stuff, because they're going to do the scatter, right? It's only if they have a second accuracy that they're going to do the brace. But
then they're not even doing that much damage.
What are they rolling for damage?
Yeah.
Something that you could probably evade away.
Yeah, and having an evade for a lot of these extremely powerful Squadrons that'll have like a Darth Vader and the Defender. He's got red, blue, black, black. If he rolls a double hit on the red and no accuracies, and you can just evade that double hit on the red, maybe that gets you out of the fucking trash bin,
Yeah, so, that's just kind of how I see the value there.
Yeah. Very interesting Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
Empire, everyone's going to see him everywhere. If you're going to a tournament after Rapid Reinforcements 2, you're going to see him. He's going to be in every Empire list for sure. He's so good. Okay. Let's go on to the last segment.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to something that's also very interesting, which is going to be the organized play kits. So, very, very cool. Tell me a little bit about this.
So, I think this was at Adepticon where AMG was going through all their new releases, announcing new stuff. This is where they dropped Rapid Reinforcements 2. And also, like, if you think about Rapid Reinforcements 2 in a vacuum, it does not seem like that much. It's 8 cards. There's no plastic.
It's a case of it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, it's the thought that counts. You could do this in a weekend, really, with maybe some play testing here and there.
I don't know, man. This seems way more thought out than that, but that could just be me being hopeful.
Yeah, but if you looked at all of the releases they did across all of the games that AMG now has under their belt, it seemed like a fucking lot. It was a lot of stuff they were announcing. It was new stuff for Marvel Crisis Protocol, multiple new heroes and models. It was new scenario packs for X-Wing and a whole new fucking like way to play the game. It was several packs for Legion. The next 2 years of releases for Shatterpoint were announced to include a team where it's Luke in Return of the Jedi with Leia in her Bouche costume and Lando in his hidden costume and R2D2 with the fucking drinks on him, like that
Mhm.
whole Jabba's palace infiltration set, and then the Rebel crew and this and that, and it was just so much. And Armada is at, the shit end of the stick for now. I mean, until they get a handle on how the game is supposed to be played and how you should be balancing it, what is too strong. This is what they should be doing. Any doomsayer who's talking about, oh, I'm glad they're not touching Armada because look what they're doing with X-Wing. They're releasing like new product with stuff that's outrageously unbalanced or the rules aren't proper. This is what they should be doing. They should be doing more rapid reinforcements, dipping their toe in the water. Is Anakin too strong? Why does he break 84 rules? What's the timing on matchstick? Did we word that properly? Does it need to be more clear when his ability is happening? If a squadron runs out of distance 1, can it still attack after it's moved? And it's all digital product. They're not releasing physical copies of these cards because, like we've already experienced with Rapid Reinforcements 1, Darth Vader originally had Brace Scatter. Obnoxious. Hera's ability was weird and convoluted. And they just fucking fixed it because it's all digital. You just print the new one.
And I feel like a
Easy.
defense token change is like one of the biggest changes I've seen.
I've never seen a defense token change. But, I mean, it happened so quickly. I mean, some people who didn't have their finger on the pulse probably didn't notice that ever happened. But it did. Darth Vader and the Defender had a fucking scatter. Can you imagine? So yeah, I am perfectly fine with them continuing to do rapid reinforcements until they get their footing on the kinds of things that are too strong for the game. What do these factions even need? Like CIS didn't have a squadron in the last one. Maybe they just couldn't think of another fucking name for a vulture ace or something. I don't know. What kinds of things are helpful? Because for sure, I'm going to agree that Republic getting a new playstyle in the form of Anakin Skywalker Commander is something they needed. Lots of people don't like playing a lot of squadrons. But if you asked me before Rapid Reinforcements 2 came out, what kinds of things do you want to be able to do in the Republic faction to play them well? Well, you're going to have to learn how to play squadrons, because that's really all they focus on. Now, with Anakin Skywalker, you can play only ships, because being able to attack a third time in a round is so valuable, especially if you're trying to bring multiple Venators. Let's say you have 2 Venators, and then you fit in like a Corvette or 2. Sometimes you're only going to be getting only double arc on one of the Venators. Maybe your opponent outpositions you on the other one. You're losing so many attacks, so much dice. And now Anakin says, nah, I'm going to make up for that. I'll let you get the double arc even if they dodged it. Let's say they're only in the side arc. Now I'm going to fix that a little bit. We're not out of it yet, just because they outpositioned us. So really my point is, I'm loving these rapid reinforcements. I think they should do 1 or 2 more and then do some plastic product. maybe ships on sprues, maybe just a fighter pack for the Clone Wars.
I'm okay with that.
And then they're going to have enough of a backlog of ships, squadrons, characters, officers that have come out from all of these Disney shows and movies and products and stuff. And then they're going to be like, all right, now we'll have another wave. And then it'll be fine, you know? Because I think someone said, I think it was them, they said something that confused me at first, where it was, we don't have enough to make a significant like release,
Mm-hmm.
a significant wave release. And when you hear that, at first you're like, the fuck are you talking about? There are so many fucking ships you could do. Like, I could name 40 right now that you could do for both factions, ships and squadrons. It's easy. And after a couple days of screaming into my pillow about that, I realized what they're saying isn't that we don't know what ships to include, and we're not even watching the shows, so we don't know that there's new ships that we could be including. I think what they're actually saying is, how do you develop that ship and integrate it into Armada that makes it interesting and useful and makes people want to fly it? What kind of role does that ship fill? How do you balance that to make it interesting? I think that's what they're saying.
I hope that's what they're saying, and it makes sense.
Yeah, and so, do a couple cards. Make a commander or two on rapid reinforcements. Make some fucking squadrons, it's easy. And they're kind of showing their hand a little bit, because one easy thing to do for Separatists would be to make a Django Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't they done that? Why did they go to Wat Tambor first and not Django Squadron? Which they could have done also easily in Rapid Reinforcements 1. They haven't done that.
I mean, I feel like just having Django as a name would be more desirable. Like, to go out and buy and purchase this product. People would want that more.
Exactly. So, my thing is that they're saving that for future physical product of, hey, this is the Clone Wars version of Rogues and Villains. And there's going to be Django in there, and then Asajj Ventress Squadron, and then this, and then that, and maybe another fucking Anakin Squadron card because he doesn't have enough. Stuff like that. So,
I agree.
So yeah, so the whole point was they were announcing all of this and talking about Armada and all their other products during Adepticon. And then they announced that organized play kits were coming back for Armada. And they showed, the 2023 tournament kit and all of these new alternate art cards.
And I'm really excited to get one for the SSD. I really want to.
Yeah, the SSD looks amazing. There's World Championship invites in the kit. There's Soontir Fel drinking wine, which is the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. They've got Tarot size rapid reinforcement ship cards. And I'm just so excited to have official store championship tournament kits that have like official support product. Like, this is something they said they were going to be doing, and it's good to see it actually happening. And it also kind of gives us an idea of their turnaround time, which is something that anybody who's paying attention to announcements and releases and release dates, it takes this long, because they said that store tournament kits were something they were focusing on and something they were planning on bringing back, and they said this in 2020 or 2021.
Okay,
so
that's it.
They were probably already putting all of this together. So yeah. How big is that SSD card going to be? It feels like it's going to be massive.
So I'm looking at it, and I'm going to judge it by the size of the Braze token. And so, yes, I feel like it's going to be massive. I don't think it's going to be bigger than the one they already have.
Yeah. It's probably going to be that size. But I don't know. It just, the icons look so small, I just imagine it's like a fucking poster board.
I hope it's a thicker material. That was my biggest complaint with the last one.
Well, my biggest complaint with the last one is they didn't round the edges on it. It's just they just sliced it out.
It does look very
it's like
it's
very square. It doesn't have the rounded edges like the normal cards do. But who gives a shit? I'm just hyped for Store Champion tournament kits because like we've been running our tournaments pretty regularly, and one of the things we've tried to do that's kind of actually fucking difficult to do is generate and make and give out prizes and stuff. And
I know for a while you were doing the really cool magnet things, and those are great, but they're super expensive. And then I tried like
Yeah.
3D printing stuff, but it's just so time consuming. Because each one of those plates is like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so it's good to have an official tournament kit, and I just want to see more. Give us quarterly kits. Give us some more shit. Like I mean, looking through this is just cards, but I mean, make some new tokens. Come on, get us flush with some prizes and stuff.
Oh, have they made tokens in the past?
I mean, FFG was pretty good on it.
Okay,
I mean, there were lots of uh, prize support, but I'm happy just to see it coming back at all. So yeah,
very very cool.
hopefully these come out soon and aren't delayed in any sort of fashion. But we'll probably see we'll probably see them start hitting stores like fall or winter at the latest. Hopefully not winter, but because then it's not really a 2023 tournament kit at that point, you know. But pretty awesome.
I mean, at least they put a date on it, right? So like we know like sometime in the next 6 months,
Yeah,
we can hopefully
yeah,
expect this.
hopefully. But yeah, I'm super hyped. I'm ready to play some games with all these new cards, new options and stuff, and it's pretty awesome. I'll probably start buying some Republic stuff here in a minute.
Maybe I will too. Um, so, as always, thanks for listening to this episode of the Brace for Impact podcast. You can check out our battle reports and other video content on our YouTube channel. And if you would like, you can support future content and get early access to videos and podcasts on our Patreon. See you next time.
Hello, hello, testing. Oh,
Testing.
mic on.
Okay.
That's why. All right.
I'm
Yeah,
recording.
because the bars weren't going up, and I was like, "What the hell?" I know my voice is pretty loud. Didn't have the microphone on my chest. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So yeah, like I've just been so fucking busy. It's crazy because I was spending so much time like doing like studying for college classes and then doing them and everything.
hmm
And I was like, oh, once I'm done, I'm gonna have so much like fucking free time to do shit. And then I finished, and it just keeps filling up with shit.
It's because you have like a 9 to 5 now.
Yeah, well, that's true. Fucking hell. That shit's so
That's 40
annoying.
hours a week, man. That is the free time you had.
God. It's so fucking stupid because I obviously have like production goals that I need to meet like per day.
hmm
And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just, schedule it all out and plan for shit. And I'll go in at like 7 in the morning. That's when my day starts. And then, fix some circuit boards, solder, replace some components. And then I'll look at the clock and it's like 10:30 and I'm done
Mm,
for the day.
okay.
So it's like, okay, and like I just sit around here. So I just been fucking watching YouTube videos like all day
That's
once
excellent.
I'm done. Yeah, just fucking sit and chill. Because it's
Alright,
like there's
go
no
ahead.
reason to continuously output over the normal like requirement.
No, you just set yourself up for failure later when you can't meet this new requirement.
Yeah, and like fucking nobody wants that.
Exactly.
Because I've done that with other jobs before is when you overproduce and then you have to go to your manager and be like, there's no more work to do.
Mm.
And they're like, okay, just go to another department then. And then you have to fucking stand
more
around
work.
with your thumb up your ass, It's like,
Hmm.
but yeah, so that's fucking. Oh, and I've been playing a lot of fucking BattleTech.
I'm jealous.
That game is fucking cool. I bought even more robots and shit, and I'm gonna be fucking painting them up.
I have John printed me some robots to paint up. I think I showed you most of them, but they look
I
really good.
saw the Atlas one. That one looks cool
Mm,
as fuck.
yes, that one does look very cool. And then I got some other ones. I think I have their bases in front of me so I can figure out what their names are. Because, let's see, what do we got? They are archers and,
The Archer's fucking cool.
yeah, archers and it looks like a marauder. That's hard to read it. So,
Little hunched over boy with some sticky out hands.
yes.
Yeah, that's Marauder. Apparently, people love that mech. It's supposed to be. It's like an iconic mech for BattleTech.
That checks out because when John printed them for me, he's like, these are the ones that everyone says are the best and that you have to have. So,
Yeah.
and then the Atlas
Yeah.
because I requested that.
So yeah, and like fucking, and you can buy all like the Lance packs. One thing I really like about BattleTech is like you can just get a set of 4 miniatures and make a whole new faction for like $20.
That's fantastic.
It's crazy. You just paint them a different color and they're easy. And I've also been looking at a bunch of terrain features.
Are we talking like height or just like specific, like, you know, like mountains or trees or something like that?
Both.
Okay.
Because there was one store that I liked that sold the trees pack. I think I showed it to you or something. And then they went out of like business and they stopped producing them. And I was like, well, fuck. And then I didn't buy the STL in time. And so I was like, fuck, I'll try and make my own trees. And then I did. I made those like I made 2 tree squares or 2 tree hexes. And I was like, this was the worst thing ever. It was just so annoying to do. Because you have to like, I had to cut the tree like trunks to size and then glue them onto the base. But like they're so heavy in quotes, heavy for a small amount of super glue, that I have to like hold it for 15 minutes until it dries and then do that 3 times. It was such an obnoxious fucking process that I didn't do anymore.
It's something that you have to like enjoy doing. Like for instance, I really enjoy doing like the terrain and stuff on my miniatures, right? So for me, something like that it is really fun, and relaxing. But if you don't like it, I mean, it's torture.
It's not that I didn't like it. It
sounds like you didn't like it.
I did those too, and I was like, these look amazing. I'm a fucking G. Like nobody's better than me at like making terrain. And then I turn to the left, and I see that I have like 40 more to do. And I'm like, fuck this. And so I'm trolling Etsy like I normally do, and apparently some guy is making he must have gotten the STL from that company that went out of business, and he's just selling like sets of them. And so I'm probably gonna buy a fuckload of them, because then that's easy. If the trees are already made and they already look good, you know, I get a spray can green, paint the trunks brown, do the base, and done.
Yeah, nice and easy dry brushing.
Nice and easy. I don't have to fuck with these like train tracks or what's it called, like model train type trees, and they leave the little bits all over my fucking desk. It's fucking obnoxious. So my plan is when I get the table down again, when I set that up, I'm gonna lay out a couple of the mats and see how many trees I need for the board, and then just fucking buy them, paint them, get them done, set them aside, nice and easy.
I think that's better, and like especially now that you have like this job, your time is all the more valuable, right? So
yeah, that's one of the things that I'm really like struggling with, is because it's not like I had no job. It's just my job. The jobs that I had were so flexible that I didn't realize how fucking much time I had. And now I'm like, oh fuck, I don't even have fucking time to do anything. I got other shit to do, you know?
Well, I mean, once you're done with that, like you go home, like you have to like cook, you have to clean, like upkeep, take care of the cat.
Oh my god, you know.
So the only time you have is your weekend, and then what are you doing? Like laundry, grocery shopping, spending time with your girlfriend. Like,
dude, cooking food takes so much time and effort. I don't think anyone's ever cooked before. I can't imagine anyone cooking. What the fuck?
The only reason it happens easily in my house is because Jace got laid off, right? So she's available to do this while I'm at work, and I'm very fortunate to come home and like have that done. And like it's the greatest thing in the world because we are saving like a bunch of money not eating out because that's also stupid fucking expensive. And so there's just no way to eat, and you just either have to starve or have an awesome
Dude,
life already.
I was sick a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you were fucked.
I was fucked. I just had to lay in bed and suffer, and then I was like, oh, I'll just buy a sandwich and just have it delivered to me because I had eaten all the other foods in the house before I got sick, and then I had nothing to eat, and so I was like, I'll just get a sandwich, easy. Like fucking $28 for a sandwich to get delivered.
Yep.
Like, oh my
That's
fucking-
that's inexpensive, man. Yeah, I was expecting 32, like 35
I know,
with
and it
tip.
was just, it was outrageous, fucking hell. And then I asked for no pickles, and then they put like 8 pickles in the fucking delivery box. Who the fuck eats pickles? Like, oh my god, they're the most disgusting fucking.
Well, my wife enjoys them very much. I'm neutral to slightly enjoy them.
Sarah
but
loves pickles too. I don't know what is it with girls and liking pickles. It's fucking crazy.
I don't like them in the sandwich, and it's just kind of something I like nibble on after the sandwich.
I don't like fucking pickles at all.
It's fine.
Worse.
I
It
enjoy
ruins
like
the
vinegars and
integrity of my
acids,
fucking
so-
sandwich. It's the worst.
Fair.
But yeah, what else have I been fucking doing? School. I don't know if I was bitching to you about this already, but like that was the worst.
Well, because it was delayed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I had all those hardware bullshit annoyances. So like, I essentially just traded all the time that I was using to go to the gym to just deal with the class.
Mhm.
And so I ended up not going to the gym for like 3 months. And so now I'm trying to go back to the gym,
And,
and I'm like fat as fuck. Oh my god. I just went for a run this morning, and I came back, and I went to Sarah, and I was like, I'm so heavy.
I'm so
I was
heavy.
like fucking moving around, and I was like, fuck, it was the worst. I could only run for like 2 minutes at a time, and then I had to fucking walk like a fucking baby. It's the worst.
On the topic of physical exertion, the weather is nice, man. We got to go kayaking soon.
Yes, yeah, for sure we have to do that. You guys are still off like
Sunday,
Mondays
Monday.
and Sunday, Monday? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna have to set something up because Sarah is antsy as fuck.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Uh,
Okay, cool.
Well, because she got COVID and they sent her home, and
Mhm.
she has been following the rules and not leaving the house. So she's been in the house since Tuesday and not left.
Well, you let me know as soon as you guys are at like 100%.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking gonna. Oh, and also, we want to get like passes to Volcano Bay. Have you been to Volcano Bay?
I have not been to Volcano Bay. My younger stepbrother works there though, and so it like has offered us tickets as our wedding gift forever ago.
That's fun. Yeah, because Sarah's been wanting to go because we used to do this thing where we got passes to Typhoon Lagoon,
Mhm.
and then any weekend we're just lounging around. We're like, let's go to Typhoon Lagoon. We pack up the cooler with a bunch of foods from Pubby's. We drive down there like 30, 40-minute drive. You get there at like 11, noon. You hit one ride, you hit another ride, lazy river, 4 hours of hanging out, go home, done. And
It's a good day.
the fucking best. And especially like if you're out on an errand and then it's hot as fuck because it's Florida.
Ooh, and then you just
And-
go do this. Yes.
And then you just drive because I was so annoyed because we went to IKEA because we were renovating a bunch of our rooms, and we were walking up and down the IKEA fucking labyrinth of hell, and we got out, we walked to our car, and it's hot as balls, hotter than anyone's ever experienced in their entire life. And so I looked at Sarah and I was like, oh, we fucked this up. Like we should have had passes to Typhoon Lagoon.
Mm.
We're like 10 minutes away. And we should have just had the pack ready to go, gone to Typhoon Lagoon after this because it was like noon, do the lazy river for an hour, and drive home. And we fucking didn't. And then she brought up because we haven't been to the fucking Volcano Bay, and so she wants to get Volcano Bay passes. But I think that would be fun.
Yeah, no. Let me know how it is. We're not too big on like the whole water park situation.
Oh
Um,
no. What about the beach? Are you guys?
just because we kind of prefer like the more natural spring sort of stuff. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
if
Well,
it's
I
really
mean,
good, let
fucking
me know.
natural springs are pretty cool. We just like the lazy rivers and kind of like just the experience of going. I think is really nice, especially. I don't know how like your family used to do it, but my family were fucking obnoxious with theme parks and stuff.
Mine
They would
too.
like, oh
We
my
they
god.
work there, so we just every weekend like we would go to Disney to like go to the restaurants for dinner. So it just has no novelty
Oh
to it.
Jesus, no, no, I'm not talking about that. Jesus Christ,
Oh,
what? um, no, no, like my parents, they would plan it, and then day of, everything would be ready, packed to go. You wake up at 6 in the morning, you eat your shitty pancake breakfast, and then you're at the gates 30 minutes before they open. Then when they open, you go in, and then you stay there like all fucking day at the theme park, whatever theme park you're going to. You hit everything that's possible to do, and then like right before the park closes, you leave.
we have had very different experiences with theme
It's
parks.
it's like I always finish the theme park like wishing for death to take me. I was just fully exhausted, where your feet like are on fire, and you've got no more energy, and it's the worst. And so now we're changing it up where we just go, we stay for like a couple hours, and then leave.
Oh
But the
wow,
year
no.
passes let you do that.
My stepmom, she worked at like the Yacht and Beach Club, so like we would park there and then walk like the 15-minute walk to the back entrance of Epcot and then like go to the German restaurant for dinner, like hit Test Track and then like leave and then repeat next
Jesus
weekend.
Christ. You got the fucking connections, dude. That sounds dope. Oh my god.
Oof.
All right. I'm gonna get another drink, and then we can go ahead and start the podcast. I think that was a pretty good warm up. So.